think those claims are quite absurd. The whole thing sounds very absurd and illogical to me. Things like this happen between two countries, that there is a dispute, there is an argument on certain issues, and you find that you need to talk. Then you talk. Two sovereign nations must talk about things, but this man has just gone around and decided that he has to do it like this. We are a friendly country. We are not enemies in that sense, but he makes it look as if we are. I think those claims are quite absurd. He's made a claim without evidence, and having made the claim, he's taken an action, i.e. to expel the Indian diplomat, etc. And now he wants us to cooperate with him. What is he saying? The whole thing sounds very absurd and illogical to me. And I mean, if you're in a normal relationship, this kind of thing happens. You consult your friendly neighbor, your friend, and say, look, this is what your fellows are doing. I think we need to look at it. And then you sort it out. But he's just decided something on it's apparently for his own domestic reasons. Things like this happen between two countries, that there is a dispute, there is an argument on certain issues, and you find that you need to talk. Then you talk. Two sovereign nations must talk about things, but this man has just gone around and decided that he has to do it like this. I think his visit to India for G20, he wasn't very happy with that, nor was he with this 218 visit when he came then. So, and then I think there are some domestic issues also, but elections and so on, that's not my problem. The problem is that you have a decorum, you have a relationship, you maintain it. You go by the laid down principles. If we are a friendly country, we are not enemies in that sense, but he makes it look as if we are.
Sir, the Canadian Prime Minister clearly is a leader. What's your words on it, sir?
I don't know where he's got that from. But remember, there was this Canadian hand in the Kanishk bombing. 329 died. And what happened to the people who were accused? They were acquitted after 20 years of trial. Right. Then they had another commission. I think a Supreme Court judge was appointed by the Canadians, 209 or 10. And he came out with huge criticism of the way in which the Canadian government handled that case. So, what is what his claims now to what they've been doing themselves is absurd.
So now for an anti-India work, do you think it's a justified move after this, sir?
Of course it is. The retaliation. No one's going to accept anything else. So, I'm sure they knew this would happen. We knew this would happen too. So it's okay.
Sir, how these issues can affect globally when it comes to these kind of
I would think that in the long term it doesn't affect. Every country looks at another country in its own interest. So they're not going to be bothered about these kinds of things keep happening every other day between two nations. British expel the Russians expel the British, and we carry on business with both. That will not change. But as a country that is quick to retaliate and stand on its ground, that is the message that will go. On the other hand, they did this yesterday, wasn't it? The same day, the Gurdwara Council of British Columbia has issued a letter saying, blah, 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 this is very good, you must do this, protect Sikhs and all that. What does that mean? You add 2 and 2 and decide, are you playing hand in glove? So it doesn't give a very good image of the Canadians themselves on this. So I'm quite okay with the decision that the government has taken. That was the least one would expect.
Is Canada doing right, being the partner for many years with India in many cooperative relationships at this point of time?
Well, it's a judgment they have to make, whether they need Indian cooperation or not. If they don't need it, we'll live with it. It's quite all right. We can, if the Canadians want out, too bad. I think they will be the losers.
So do you feel somebody in Canada?
I don't know. That's a difficult thing to speculate. Who's behind it? And you should ask those guys who are in service. I have no idea.
Sir, being a senior, these kind of issues you have handled in the past, what do you think the kind of the decisions at this point of time after G20 made by Canada can taking these kind of relationships somewhere else to different routes, sir, different path, you think?
I don't know whether he wants to. It's a conscious decision to go somewhere else. If he has to go somewhere else, then we won't be able to stop him. If he wants to part company and not be, a partner with us, too bad. We can't force another country to be our partner. We can live without it. We've lived under sanctions in the past, the US sanctions, Western sanctions. So Canada can do what it likes with its own policies. We won't make it.